Marcus Rashford harumphed at Christian Eriksen's failure to pass to him 1 minute. When Alejandro Garnacho did minutes later, Rashford demonstrated why he merited the service. Rashford's first Old Trafford goal in 6 months was reminiscent of the purposeful and direct talisman of 2 years ago. Manchester United had started sloppily, yet Rashford was sharp before he weaved through 2 Barnsley defenders and threatened to break the net. Those in the Stretford end who vented at Rashford at the start of the month against Liverpool serenaded him, just as the away following had at Southampton. As troublesome as Rashford's early performances this season were, he has been in the thick of it. Clear-cut chances against Manchester City, a 1-on-1 against Fulham, a disallowed goal at Brighton, and 2 presentable openings created for Joshua Zirkzee against Liverpool. Now he is on 3 goals in 6 starts. This was an obvious opportunity to capitalise on Rashford's breakthrough strike at Southampton, and it would be churlish to belittle his sudden scoring streak against the fodder. Rashford is more than a quarter of the way to his meagre haul of 8 goals last season, and United have 3 wingers in fine fettle. Antony would argue 4 was preparing to step up to take the penalty Antony had earned before Casemiro approached his compatriot, who soon received the match ball. Antony calmly placed it out of goalkeeper Gabriel Slanina's reach. He had dropped to his knees and raised his hands towards the heavens seconds before kickoff. The Almighty had answered Antony's prayer. Erik Ten Hag admitted, on the eve of this match, Antony is becoming impatient over his lack of playing time. He could have claimed a hat-trick against Barnsley, never mind converted a spot kick, and would still be at the back of the 4-man queue for the flanks. Garnacho was Rashford's provider for both of his strikes. The first allowed Rashford to tie with Garnacho on 2 goals for the campaign, but the Argentine edged ahead again with a third in added time of the first half. Ten Hag eschewed any half-time changes, and Garnacho struck again within 5 minutes. He was once prone to squandering one-on-ones, but not anymore. He ought to have left the stadium with the match ball, but sliced over. Garnacho and Rashford also have to compete with growing fan favourite Ahmad, sensibly rested ahead of an expectant start at Crystal Palace on Saturday. Confidence is starting to flow throughout the squad. Casemiro captaining United on his return to the starting Kiwan may yet provide a solution in midfield of the attacking variety. He unlocked another defence with a piercing pass for Diogo Dalot, erroneously flagged offside. Ahmad, Joshua Zirkzee and Bruno Fernandes were told to warm up in the 14th minute, far earlier than usual for United substitutes to head out for a jog and limber up. 2 minutes later, Rashford ensured they would not be called upon at the interval. Toby Collier, played into trouble by his manager before he had played a pass, suffered early bouts of stage fright. He was at least allowed to wander into midfield when United were in possession. United have a specialist left back in Harry Maguire, yet Ten Hag has gone on record as saying that the 17-year-old will not be considered for selection until early November. Luke Shaw and even Tyrell Malacia may be back by then. The absence of a prospective debutant on the bench was a particular pity with the contest over by half-time. Ten Hag was so merciless he sent on Fernandes, Zirkzee and Noussair Mazraoui with United 5-0 up. Barnsley were battered 7-0 when they were at Old Trafford in their only Premier League campaign back in 1997. Andre Onana, missing only his second United match, still participated in the warm-up as the designated third-choice goalkeeper for the evening. Ethan Wheatley, the Jimmy Murphy Young Player of the Year, was an unused substitute. This was the joint most number of changes Ten Hag has made to a United side, and it resulted in their heaviest win in a first 7-goal victory under the incumbent manager. United had not previously managed 5 goals in a Ten Hag match before. The most frantic Ten Hag became all evening was when he and set-piece coach Andreas Georgsson alerted the United players as they prepared for a corner, flagging a potential 2-on-1 in Barnsley's favour should they counter. Collier and Dalot retreated towards their own half. That was about as defensive as United got. Eriksen, seemingly certain not to start at Palace by virtue of a second successive start, made his point with 2 classy late goals. Has said Eberechi Eze would be a gift to any football club amid Manchester United's interest in his signature. The Manchester Evening News understands Eze is of interest to United ahead of next summer's transfer window. The recruitment of a winger is expected to be a leading objective for the club ahead of the 2025-26 season. Eze, who joined Palace from QPR in 2020, is understood to have a £68 million release clause in his contract that can be reactivated next year. He scored 11 goals and registered 4 assists in 27 Premier League appearances last term, and has scored twice in all competitions already this season. Elkenbach, having been one of Palace's most eye-catching performers in recent years, particularly last season, co-owner Parish recently admitted that he was surprised interest in Eze's services was not more forthcoming during the recent transfer window. "I was really worried from a club point of view of losing Michael Olise and Ebbs in the same window," Parish told Sky Sports earlier this month. "We didn't have in Ebbs the interest that I thought we would have. I was astounded, genuinely astounded. I mean, the guy's just an outstanding footballer, an outstanding person. He's a gift to any football club. I don't think any Crystal Palace supported would mind the fact that, at some point, Ebbs wants to play at the highest level. He's playing regularly for England, back in the squad again, which we're so proud about. EBS is still here, and it's great for the football club." I was surprised that that's what happened. Eze, who stepped off the bench in England's 2-0 win over the Republic of Ireland at the weekend, has made a total of 128 appearances for Palace, scoring 28 goals and registering 17 assists. His contract runs until 2027. Manchester United Chiefs are reportedly closely watching the progress of rising star Alejandro Garnacho, with an emphasis on his playing time in the coming weeks. The 20-year-old Argentine winger has had an exceptional 12 months, emerging as one of the most exciting prospects in the United first team setup. Since breaking into the senior squad, Garnacho has made a remarkable 45 appearances for both club and country, showcasing his electric pace and sharp technical abilities on the wing. His performances towards the latter part of last season, particularly his match-winning displays, have cemented his place in Erik Ten Hag's plans. The United coaching staff have been impressed with his development, and there's a clear sense that Garnacho's best is yet to come. Having earned a call-up to the Argentine national team, Garnacho represented his country during the Copa America earlier this summer, further adding to his experience at the highest level. His performances in the tournament turned heads, making him one of the most talked-about young players on the international stage. However, despite his success, United are keen to manage his workload carefully to avoid burnout and ensure he continues his upward trajectory. With competition for places in the attacking lineup, including from seasoned players like Marcus Rashford and Antony, Garnacho's game time will be crucial in determining his role in the team's future. The next few weeks will be pivotal as United Chiefs monitor his minutes on the pitch, aiming to balance his development with the demands of the Premier League season. Garnacho's talent has also attracted interest from other top European clubs, but Manchester United remain determined to keep him at Old Trafford, believing he could become a future star for the club. His performances have already sparked excitement among fans, and the United hierarchy is eager to see how he handles the pressure of greater responsibility in the upcoming fixtures.